This is Leaf Life. All things cannabis for all people. Now, Ricker and the Bearded Lorax.
We publish a free magazine called The Leaf that is available in print in 13 states at your local cannabis retailer and also available online at leafmagazines.com. I'm Mike Ricker, your host of Leaf Life, with my co-host and partner, Wes Abney, who also goes by the Bearded Lorax.
I speak for the trees.
And of course, there's Stashley,
the token female,
and Mary J. White,
the smoking female.
Every stoner has a story. Some are simple and others are more complex. But even as they each differ, each is an individual journey. In this one, we'll share the experience of seeing a child's father taken away in handcuffs, but ultimately getting his just desserts by building a positive career in the cannabis industry. This is Incarceration to Cannabis Co-op.
Because the most dangerous thing about weed is being caught with it.
Wow. That used to be true.
Well,
and still is in a lot of places.
In a lot of places, Mary. We're downloaded in 45 countries.
That's right.
Believe me, most of them, you don't want to be caught with a joint. You get your hand chopped off.
Damn, that would suck.
So our first segment,
I'd have no limbs.
Circling the Wagons. And our second segment, they'll take a hand the first time, a foot the next time, an ear the next time. Next, you're Eileen.
Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, exactly.
That's terrible.
One giant menu for mankind, the second segment. But before we get educated, we've got to get medicated. So let's get stoned. This is our tribe vibe. Yes, it's our medicine. This is our sacrament. This is like a religion, Mary. When it comes to weed, we are devoted. And wherever your day has led you, now it's time to fire up, chew up, or drink up, but get in the mood as we introduce this show's Greg the Guinea Pig.
Hi, I'm Greg, and Ricker used to try his weed out on me. But now it's someone else's turn to be the guinea pig.
Mary, you're not the guinea pig. I see you hitting that microbar over there.
It's really good.
Naughty little
delicious.
girl.
I'm so sorry.
All right, so hey, this time the man got on a flight this morning from Medford, Oregon, flew all the way here. He's flying back tonight. This dude is devoted. He's like a race car driver. Patrick BUTSCH is the co-founder of ROGANJA and a part of a 15-brand co-op in Southern Oregon. Patrick, welcome to the Leaf Life podcast.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Oh, brother, it's your big moment, man. You've listened. He said he's listened to every show since show 100.
Oh, Lord.
Nice.
Really, Patrick?
Yeah. And so this is it, brother. You're here. I'm sure you've waited a long time to hear that said to you. Welcome to the Leaf Life podcast. But I understand you're not going to be smoking, so let's call in a pinch hitter.
And now, stepping up to the plate, here's today's pinch hitter.
They don't let you smoke on planes anymore, I guess, right? Have you ever smoked weed on a flight?
Yep.
Nice.
Wes? I have. Oh, yeah.
I break enough laws.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's true. You are a scofflaw.
Bad boy, Wes. All right, let's spin Stash's wheel and see what Patrick's going to be hitting in Stash's stash. Stasher Stein, Steve.
You love saying that, don't you?
And now, what's in Stash's stash? Will it land on the Nug Jug, the dab saucer, the vape cart, the edible, the infused drink, the inhaler, or the suppository?
All of them. Could be all of them.
That would
We're going to
be
get you
fun.
fucked up, bro.
Could be all of them, but it's a Nug Jug.
Oh, far
that's
out.
good.
You're getting some flour. Well, actually, you're not smoking at all. Stash is smoking.
Who is
She's
it?
the pinch hitter. Can you get it open inside? The pinch hitter has to hold the bat.
Yeah.
And has
it's
to stand
important.
in the batter's box before the pinch hitter can have an at-bat and pinch hit.
Thank you.
Therefore, she's got it open.
Oh, good job. Oh, look at that.
I got
beautiful.
a Nug Jug of Humo.
Yeah,
Humo,
California.
Humo, Lemonada 8th.
Tumo, it's to smoke, I believe.
Tumo.
Yeah.
Humo?
Humo.
Humo.
It's
Okay,
a California.
I said it right the first time.
California
oh,
brand.
it's an 8th of Lemonada. I get it. I get it.
I get
There
it.
we
I'm
go.
all like the
Okay.
8th Lemonada.
So it's a California company.
Okay.
You can
That
smoke if you want to smoke.
is Latin-centric. Latino-centric.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yes. So they're
good.
appealing to the Latin culture with their branding.
Nice.
And the weed, obviously, is not from Mexico, but, I've heard they got some good weed down in Mexico these days.
That's what I've heard.
I heard legalization is thriving in Mexico these days.
Really?
Yeah. It's taken like a couple years.
Huh.
And there goes the pinch hitter.
Thank you,
And the crowd
Stash.
goes wild.
Yeah. Ooh, it smells good.
Yeah.
What do you think, Stash?
Lemonada.
Lemonada. Is it
nice.
lemony?
Going back.
Tastes like lemonade.
Yummy.
All right. Thank you.
Pine.
And piney.
And pine.
There you go. When's
Sweet.
Stash going to start writing reviews for us at the Leaf, Wes?
I'm not a good writer. I can barely talk, man.
Oh,
Well-
gotcha. Well,
You got me here.
Yeah, that's
Gotcha.
right. And you're doing a great job, too.
all right,
Oh,
Stash.
thanks.
Way to go. All right. So when we talk about circling the wagons, Patrick, a co-op is kind of a new philosophy, a new concept in the cannabis industry because so many companies are facing adverse situations. Who knows what it is this week, whether it's overregulation or overtaxed or employees pissing in the plants. We just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's so many ways that an operation can go south, and that would be a disgruntled employee, or people have their dogs in the farm, and sometimes the dogs might pee on the way. Not to harp on that or anything, but it's difficult to make it as a cannabis company, especially a flower brand. And so this new concept of circling the wagons, of getting other companies on board that are like-minded and creating a co-op, a community of companies that can work better together than rather separately, is effective from my perception. But you could tell me more about how it works.
Yeah, in the co-op, there's 15 farms. Southern Oregon, we're all Oregon-based, Oregon-owned. So it's just like mom and pop shops, and we come together, like throw ideas against each other. Able to bulk order like bags, save money, just to try to be able to compete with the bigger corporate cannabis. And we can share tools, instruments, for farming, techniques, strains. And then try to, I guess the future goal would be, to have like wax from all the farms under one brand. So then we could provide for the bigger shops because myself at our farm, we can do so much like cured resin carts, live resin carts, wax, but then like a big a shop, they'll just buy us out in like a couple months. So to try to continue that supply for the whole year round is kind of the hope.
The goal. Let's go back in time to when you were a kid and suddenly the door was, battened down and the feds came in, or the cops or whoever it was, and took your dad away in
Bastards.
handcuffs.
Oh, God.
Explain that experience to me and how that
How old were you?
has juiced you up
Yeah, so it was
to do what you do now.
okay. Yeah, so it was like mid '80s. I was in fourth grade summer, and we'd been around the plants all our lives, my brother and I, and not really knowing good or bad. And at this point, my dad comes in and says, "Hey, my mom's out shopping." My dad comes in and he goes, "Hey, run for the hill over there with the BB guns and act like you're shooting. And when mom comes home, tell them that the cops came." And so they come, and my brother and I go off running, and they handcuff my dad, and they end up finding us, the cops. We were young. We didn't hide very well, obviously.
Yeah.
And so it was just a really trippy experience. All of a sudden my dad's taken away. That we're a tight family. So say that wasn't, I was super young. It wasn't like a weird, it was obviously weird, but probably the most thing I remember the most is, going back to school that next year was kind of like not allowed to hang out with my old friends. So I had to kind of
The
other parents wouldn't let their kids hang out with me. And so
because was your dad in jail?
he wasn't in jail very long, but just, it was in the paper, and it's really just like a
Shaming tool.
Yeah.
shaming, it's like a
yeah.
farming
Oh.
to where, marijuana is really looked down upon. And then so
Yeah.
it just,
In a farming community, though. Isn't that weird how
Yeah.
farmers should like embrace a plant?
But no.
Not that plant.
Not that
Right.
one.
yeah. So it's always been just kind of like you don't feel like a part of the community when you're growing marijuana.
Yeah.
How old were you at that point?
What,
I was
10,
in
9?
fourth 6th grade, going into 5th grade. So I'm not exactly sure.
Like
10
9
or
or 10.
11.
Right now, yeah.
And was your dad was a farmer? Was he growing just cannabis?
Just cannabis. I mean, we had like veggie garden and stuff, but not like and we had like a pasture. I don't know if we were doing hay at that time. We might have been doing hay, but he always had like, the plants, and that the plants, provided the community of his tight knit friends that came over. And, it was, just people that are so cool, like farmers, and that was it.
Did someone snitch on him? Or?
I think either the neighbor or the irrigation person, just small plants like in the blackberries hidden, like pretty hidden, but someone found them and snitched on them.
Wow.
And so how did that affect you as a kid? Did it make you want to get into the weed business and fight back? Did you have a chip on your shoulder growing up?
As a teenager?
Yeah, well, I mean, probably started smoking marijuana in like the 7th, 8th grade, high school. Loved it. Still love it. And at some point, probably right after I graduated high school, my brother approached me and said, "Hey, you want to grow some weed?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." Never done it before. Always been around it. And, we did it small. And back then, a quarter pound, you could get like $1,200 for it. Maybe you grow like 1 pound a year, but that's enough like to support this lifestyle of like, surfing, snowboarding, skateboarding, and being able to farm in the summer and then harvest and then be able to live a great lifestyle.
Traveling with the backpack full of weed. We had another show where we were talking about finding your weed and how Weed Maps has really changed that.
A couple weeks ago.
And how you could literally get whatever you wanted back in the day with weed.
Yeah.
Right.
If you had the weed, you were the man or woman of the hour, so to
trade
speak.
it for whatever.
Yep.
Wow.
Is your dad still here?
He passed in 2016, the first year of the rec when it went legal in Oregon.
So he was able to see that in his lifetime?
He actually didn't see it harvested, but we were growing, because you can grow 4 plants just in the garden. You're 4 recreational, they call it.
In Oregon.
And so, he got to see it, and he had lung cancer, and he was passing, but he got to see it. And then...
do you think it meant something to him? I mean, obviously, end of life is so difficult, but
yeah,
to be able to know that you're going to do something.
Yeah, for sure, that journey.
He loved, obviously.
Yeah, so we partnered up with him, or I did, and grew medical together for quite a few years.
Oh, cool.
Back, because probably like 10 years of medical. At first in Oregon, you could grow 3 plants, and then they allowed 6, and then all of a sudden you could grow 12, 24, 48, 96. And so we did that. And then, so my brother and I decided at the end of that, when the first year when they allowed the recreational cannabis, that we're going to do the recreational and turn our medical farm into the recreational farm. And so that was 2016. So my dad was able to see that. And, for all his, he was like a convicted felon, couldn't have a gun. And for him to see that like evolution, I think was made him really happy.
All right, man. In the second segment,
that's really
we'll talk
cool.
about how creating this co-op can create one giant menu for mankind. But first, Patrick, it's time for you to play If This Van's Rockin', Don't Bother Knockin'.
Oh, Patrick.
If this van's a rockin', don't bother knocking. What happens inside the van is none of your business.
That's
But
right.
what happens outside the van is the bumper billboard.
Yeah, bro.
All right.
Hey, can we all plan to slap a bumper sticker on Ricker's Benzo?
Absolutely.
Beautiful blue Mercedes.
Yes, honey.
Yes.
You're lucky you moved that thing to LA
kidding.
before I had that idea.
How dare you,
Oh,
Wes.
yeah.
That'd be so funny.
Talk about
what would be
Benzo.
what would be the Ricker bumper sticker?
Oh, it would have to be a mom and a dad and 3 little kids and a puppy and
With mouse ears on.
The family
mouse
sticker.
ears. Yeah, the family sticker.
With Ricker and 3 chickens.
Yeah.
I know. I'm sorry to bring up the chickens.
Yeah, they have a new home now.
Yeah.
I've relocated, but they're happy.
They're happy.
Oh, yeah. So, anyways,
Baby
remember
on board.
the bumper sticker, If This Van's Rockin', Don't Bother Knockin'. Can you complete this bumper sticker? Here we go. Number 1. Baby up in dis blank.
Bitch.
Correct.
Hey, that's right.
Nice work, bro. Okay.
Baby up in here.
Number 2. My mind was changed by a bumper sticker said blank.
Think. Oh, no one ever.
That's a correct answer.
Mary, you gotta stop. You're cheating.
I love to cheat.
We're gonna cut your microphone off.
Mary, do you do that? Did you do that to all your husbands too?
No.
There.
she's curling. She's curling her headphone.
The no one ever is a good one though. There's like the Prius one that says "cool car."
Said no one ever.
Or cool Prius or something.
Cool Prius. Yeah.
If only social media would realize that nobody saw a social media post and changed their mind.
Right.
So
ever.
true.
Exactly.
So
We could
true.
all go back to posting like food photos and getting along.
And bumper stickers that say, "If this van's rocking, don't bother knocking." Except now they're all minivans.
Yeah, they don't rock.
That
do
sticker
they?
came out when like the van had a waterbed in the back.
Yeah.
Right, and fully carpeted with fuzzy dice hanging from
Shag
it.
carpet,
Yeah, like that
man.
70s show.
Yep.
All right, number 3, chicken pot pie. My blank favorite things.
3.
That's right.
I get it.
He got them all.
I get it.
And that one would work for you, Ricker.
Well, I love chickens. I love pie, and God knows I love pot. Mm-hmm. If you want to discover cannabis news, reviews, entertainment, and culture, and explore every Leaf magazine at your convenience, search leafmagazines.com. Coming up in our second segment, we'll dive into how a cannabis co-op can create one giant menu for mankind. We'll get another spin of Stash's wheel, and we'll kick it all off with another episode of Who Does That? With Mary J. White. Leaf Life continues in just a moment.
Your hosts for Leaf Life are Mike Ricker and Wes Abney. Leaf Life is produced by Mike Daly. Some of the music heard is provided by purple-planet.com. Every bit of cannabis you use is female, so please respect the ladies.
Leaf Life is brought to you by Leaf Nation, featuring Alaska Leaf, Oregon Leaf, Northwest Leaf, Northeast Leaf, Maryland Leaf, Amsterdam Leaf, and California Leaf. On the shelf now in your local retailer.
These products have intoxicating effects and may be habit-forming. Marijuana can impair concentration, coordination, and judgment. Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under the influence of this drug. There may be health risks associated with consumption of this product. For use by adults 21 and older. Keep out of the reach of children.
Some of the wardrobe, including Ricker Wes's sick lids, is provided by Grassroots California. Check out the dopeness at grassrootscalifornia.com.